And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Guys, in today's video, as always, we're going to be going over all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. Actually, quite a lot to discuss. That includes today's headlines. So yeah, sit back, relax, and we'll get our way through it. Guys, after our dramatic win at the weekend, we did discuss the sort of latest meltdown that's going across English football. But as champions or champions-elect or potential champions do, it's all about the next game. That one's now in the past. We got the 3 points. And next up for us is Sparta Prague in the Europa League. Now, everybody's probably got one eye on the Premier League at this moment in time. And I don't know how you're all excited or if you are excited for the Europa League. But me, I love European football. From the Champions League and to the Europa League as well. I do, as a competition, I would like to see the Reds win. Yes, of course, would rather the Premier League, but I'm a greedy fan. I would like to see us win all of the trophies at stake, and especially going up against Sparta Prague on this Thursday. And as stated, Sparta Prague did actually take on city neighbours Slavia on Sunday night. Yes, the Czech side went into Sunday's Prague derby in top spot, 4 points ahead of their fierce rivals, and that's the way it remained after a goalless draw between the two sides. The most notable event was Sparta having wingback Angelo Presido sent off in the closing stages of the game. The match arrived just 5 days after the two Prague sides also met in a fiery contest in the Czech Cup, a game that saw Sparta run out as 3-2 winners after extra time, again after having a man sent off in the closing stages. Brian Price's side are in solid form, winning their last 4 league games before Sunday's derby. Their last 6 defeat in the Europa League was against Galatasaray. They lost that game 3-2 in Istanbul, but progressed after an incredible 4-1 home win in the second leg, scoring 3 times in the last 20 minutes, including a 96th-minute goal that put the tie to bed and progressed 6-4 in aggregate. Sparta's danger man and top scorer is Slovakian winger Lukas Haraslin, who has 14 goals in 28 appearances in all competitions so far this season. So, yes, a bit of a stalemate for them going into this one. I do fancy us once again, of course, to get the job done. However, I do expect the side to be rotated. We have got a very, very busy week. We've got Manchester City at the weekend in a game that I feel is the most important out of the two. So I do believe we can play maybe a watered down side against Sparta Prague, and as I said, hopefully get some players and bodies back ready to go for that game against Manchester City, because that's going to be absolutely pivotal and can have a huge say on where that title's going to be heading. In other news, guys, talking about title talk, Gary Neville has basically came out and said what Liverpool need to do to become champions. Now, this, of course, may seem pretty obvious, but as stated, he has came out and said what we need to do if we want to become champions whilst we have this 1 point lead at the top of the table. Speaking after the Manchester derby, he said, I genuinely think that Liverpool and Arsenal have to think that they are going to beat Manchester City. I think they have to think that the way to create the monumental shift in belief that City have that they are going to win the league. I always think when we lost titles, whether it was Chelsea with Carlo Ancelotti or Cillian Watford scoring at Old Trafford or Mark Overmars scoring at Old Trafford, the team that went on to win came to Old Trafford and won. They didn't come to Old Trafford and get a point and played okay. They came and shocked us. I think that is what Liverpool and Arsenal are going to have to do to take the belief away from Pep Guardiola's team, because they'll be thinking that this is an ominous moment and ominous at this moment in time. Liverpool have got the momentum and energy after the Klopp factor. Arsenal at the moment are the best performing team defensively, and they've now started to hit their stride in attack. City have got all of the experience, all three have got something. This is where we'll find out about all three of them. Can City do it again and get over the line? Can Arsenal do what they didn't do last year? They completely fell away in the 10 games to go. That is this moment again. He added, I can't wait for the next couple of games because we find out what these teams are about. City are the barometer. That's who they have to try and knock off their perch. That's what you have to do, is beat them. You can't say, well, City might drop points at that ground. If you're beating them yourself, you have to beat them if you're Liverpool or Arsenal. Guys, this is very true. I do believe Gary Neville. I do believe we need to beat them. But as stated, we managed to get something from the Etihad. And this game is a bit different. It is at Anfield. And actually, whilst I was watching Sky Sports last night, I didn't realise how bad Pep Guardiola's record was actually at Anfield. I think in 8 meetings, he's won once, which I think is crazy for a manager of his stature and what Manchester City have actually gone on to win in the years previous. So I do think that's pretty crazy. I do think we have that record on our side. We have Anfield on our side. But I think the only leveler at this moment in time is, of course, Guardiola, but also the fact that we've currently got this injury crisis ongoing. So we do need to get bodies back in time for that game against City. And if we do, then I feel like we have a very, very good chance of getting the job done and actually beating Manchester City. But certainly we need to avoid defeat. I do agree with Gary on that point, but yeah, we want to be looking to try and win that game. I know it's easier said than done, but of course we can't be losing that match, most certainly not. And now in other news, and why you're all here for, guys, the main headline of today's video. Yes, Liverpool owners Fenway Sports Group may have just freed up space to allow their much desired former sporting director Michael Edwards to return in the position he desires. Edwards became known as the genius behind Liverpool's incredibly successful transfer policy under Jurgen Klopp prior to his departure in 2022, overseeing signings of Mohamed Salah, Alisson Becker and Virgil van Dijk, just to name a few. Since stepping away from football, he's rejected numerous approaches to get back into the industry, both from inside Anfield and from beyond, with Chelsea approaching him following Todd Boehly's acquisition of the club. However, with Liverpool in search of a new sporting director in the summer, FSG have once again made an effort to try and bring Edwards back. So far, things don't look promising for the Reds, according to The Athletic. Edwards have shown no interest in returning to Liverpool, at least in the role it previously held. And as reported in the Telegraph, Edwards would demand heightened control at the club if he was ever going to return to Anfield. That position may have just been available after a shake-up in FSG's hierarchy. Yes, Billy Hogan, Liverpool's CEO, is one of 2 senior figures that have earned promotions and will become CEO of FSG International. He is joined by Sam Kennedy, CEO and president of the Boston Red Sox, who became the CEO of FSG. This moment in FSG's expansion marks fitting occasion to formalise our leadership structure, recognising the ongoing contributions and responsibilities shouldered by Sam and Billy across our entire portfolio. We know our great people are our greatest asset, and in Sam and Billy we have 2 of the most accomplished executives in the industry whose enduring contributions stand out even more as original hires by FSG over 2 decades ago. Among their peers, they are universally respected for their leadership and have been integral to numerous championships in Boston and Liverpool. We are pleased to formalise roles and have performed embodied in the past several years. Hogan's career move could be pivotal in Liverpool luring Edwards back to football, freeing up the CEO role at Liverpool. It could be the ideal role for Edwards in the pursuit of acquiring increased power. That said, it seems the Reds will still require Edwards to have a major change of heart about getting back into the world of football altogether if he is to return to the Anfield board. So yeah, guys, a huge shake-up that has happened. Of course, massive FSG news there as well. You don't really see that happen all too often, but certainly a shake-up on the cards that could be happening and could be imminent. Whether that is in regards to Michael Edwards or not, there has been a giant shake-up within the FSG, which is fairly exciting going forward. But Liverpool fans, that's all I've got for you today. Do let me know your thoughts on this week in general. What do you think your scores will be? Early score predictions against Sparta Prague and Manchester City. And let me know your thoughts on the whole FSG shake-up. And do you think we'll win the league? Let me know down there in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.